Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is GG Irony and today I'm going to be covering a video that I've wanted to cover for quite a while now. It is how to improve and get better at Geometry Dash. And I am going to be going over the main Geometry Dash list that RobTop made for us. And my friend Schade is going to be covering how to get better after you beat all of these RobTop levels. I just want to say, before you try to do any demons, I would highly recommend beating Club Step, Theory of Everything 2, and Deadlocked before you do it, because they really help you improve in gameplay and beating them feels amazing. So I know you guys probably want to jump into other levels, but honestly, the best place to start is with Stereo Madness. So Stereo Madness is by far probably the second easiest level, for being honest. The first easiest level is probably Back on Track, but Stereo Madness is regarded as kind of like the first easiest level, but there's some triple spikes in there. But these levels really are just a little bit of getting better. You slowly start to build up your skill. These two levels should not take much time. I would say within the first couple 300 attempts, you could probably beat either one of them. And one thing I want to mention, which I don't see people do enough, while it's not fun and it's boring, go into practice mode. Seriously, wherever you're struggling, use this auto checkpoints, or you can instead opt to place the checkpoints yourself. Say you're really good all the way up until this ship section right in front of me, and you want to practice it because you keep dying. You could turn off auto checkpoints, place a spike or a checkpoint, and then just practice flying here. Maybe you're struggling here and you keep dying and you're like, oh, you can just go right back there. Instead of having the auto checkpoints help you throughout, it's just a way to help you get throughout this whole thing. So that's one thing I would highly recommend, is using checkpoints, because those are extremely useful, especially for once you get into more of the harder levels like base after base, jumper, time machine, cycles. A lot of these levels start to really pick up in difficulty and they start to feel pretty impossible without practice mode. So practice mode is in there for a reason. Use practice mode. Trust me, it is literally one of the best things to use. Secondly, I'd like to talk about once you start getting to the insane levels. So the way Geometry Dash goes is it goes 1 star, your 2 star, then you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you jump into an insane. You can, if you really want to, go through the levels like this and play them out as they go along. But if I were you, this is what I did, and this is how I improved. I started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I skipped ahead to blast processing, and then geometrical dominator, and then I went all the way back to X step, and then I did clutter funk, theory of everything 2, or theory of everything electroman adventures, electrodynamics, hexagon force, and lastly finger dash. And then I did all the demon levels, club step, theory of everything 2, and deadlocked. Really useful and just an easier way to approach it. You can go instantaneously into the insanes and then just jump to these after you did the insanes, but honestly, I just found that it was easier just to finish out all the harders and then go to the insane levels and then finally go to the demons. And another thing I really want to point out is, no matter how annoying some of the coins are in game, like specifically, I will show a couple clips right here of how annoying some of the clips are, or how annoying some of the coins are to get. I will show right here. So while some of those are very annoying and really hard to get, they really really help you improve with two things. One, you obviously need them to unlock the demon levels. And this is not the light version, this is the full version. But one, you need them to unlock the demon levels. And two, they're really hard to get in some levels, but they really help you improve with specific mechanics that will help out later on in gameplay. Like for instance, once you start getting into demon levels and you start playing them regularly, they really help you with it. Trust me, it doesn't seem like it's helpful now. It seems like just a waste of time and you're just getting the minimum just so you can unlock the demon levels. But trust me, it is very helpful. And I did this. You don't have to do this, but I recommend when you go to beat a level, you map out, you do three things. First of all, let's say I'm just starting X step. First thing I do is I turn on auto checkpoints, go into practice mode, and the first thing I'm doing is I'm immediately looking for coins because I don't know where all of them are. If, like now I do, but like for instance, if I didn't know where all of them are, I would be looking around for where they would be. And the moment I spot a coin, which the first one is right here, the first thing I would do is I would turn off auto checkpoints, press play, and then go back a couple checkpoints and just practice the specific movement I'd have to do to get the coin. Once you get to the next coin, once you feel like, you know, pretty good with that coin, you can go on throughout the level, keep practicing it, and then eventually keep looking for the next coin. I'm pretty sure the coin in this one is right up here. You have to do a really disgusting dip down to get it, which is right here. Yeah, you have to dip down perfectly to grab that. And I had to practice in practice mode. You have to go down like this, and then you have to dip, and it's not a cool. It's a hard one. It's, to this day, I still don't like getting that coin. And then the final coin, you have to do a not horrible jump, a pretty easy one. Just jump over that and then press that up there. But regardless, practice getting the coins, and I promise you, going through the level and getting all the coins and beating at the same time is so much more fulfilling than beating the level and then having to go back through it to get the coins. It's horrible trying to rebeat it, especially once you get to these demon levels. The first time you beat one, you are going to feel so amazing, but imagine having to go back and collect all the coins again. It's not fun, it's not cool. I would recommend going for all of them. You can choose what you want to do, but once again, this is a video on how to get better, and this is things I found that helped me get better. Lastly, I want to talk about the final 3 demon levels. If you decided to follow my steps and you come back to this video a little while later and you're like, alright, I'm at the demon levels now, what do I do? Well, you have 3 demons, you have Club Step, 3 of Everything 2, and Deadlocked. I personally believe that Club Step is the easiest to start, then go to Theory of Everything 2, and end it with Deadlocked. It's just what I believe. I did it this way. Club Step took me, I think, 1,000 attempts. I've just put in some random attempts since then, but it took me somewhere around 1,000 attempts. Theory of Everything 2 took me like 2,000 attempts, and then Deadlocked took me about 2,500 attempts. And those are not good numbers. I was really bad when I went and played them, so they're not the greatest, but honestly, once at this point, like, I am fairly confident that I could just beat one of these levels within 10 attempts, just because I've gotten a lot better at the game and they're not hard to play anymore. But once you first step up to beat your first demon level, it really feels impossible, like absolutely impossible. And I remember the first time I unlocked Club Step, I jumped in, I went into practice mode, and I had no idea what I was doing. Like, I literally was just spamming at this point. I was like, how do I even get through here? And that's the thing. You have to learn it. It's not fun learning them, but once you finally can get it within, I would say, 5 to 10 attempts every time you practice it, that's about the time you can start going for the actual, like, to actually beat it. And like I said, nowadays, this level is not much of a challenge to me, but this specific section here caused me so much trouble. And what I had to do was I had to turn off auto checkpoints. I'm going to die here, but go to where I last placed my checkpoint. So in other words, I would have went right up here, because where I started dying, I could get through this, and then I would die every single time right here. I could not figure out how to do this. And I had to figure out a specific click pattern to help me get through this. And now, like I said, it's really easy for me now, but just practice. And once you get it once, don't stop there. Just keep going through it till you're fairly confident, and then go into it at normal, see if you can get there on normal, and just keep practicing. And eventually, I promise you guys, all of this will become muscle memory, and you won't even feel like you're struggling anymore. A lot of this will just be like, oh, hold up here, drop, spam here to straight fly through that. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, all this stuff will become muscle memory. I promise you, if you put in the work and try to get better, it will pay off in the end, and eventually you'll be able to beat demons and get a lot further progression. That is all I have to say, guys. I'm now going to pass it off to Schade, and he's going to take over on how to get better at demons in general.
Hey, so it's Schade here now, and I am doing the section on how to get better at the game in general, more specifically demon levels, so let's not waste any time and let's get into this. So the first thing I want to talk about is icons. Now this might seem very general and even a little bit stupid, but these few things did help me improve a lot, so I'm going to tell you very briefly about it. First of all, turn off glow. Glow makes your icon look larger than it actually is, and turning off glow will help you more than you could ever imagine. This includes not using black as your main color, as it uses built-in glow. Going right off the topic of color, use brighter colors, as you can see yourself a lot better and it just helps a lot. The last thing about icons I'm going to talk about is shaping. This part may seem very stupid, but using a ship and wave with the point will help with precision, but not so much that you must do it or you will suck forever. Also, don't use face icons, use regular shape icons. Face icons just make the game a lot harder in my opinion, and that's really all I have to say about this part. Now let's get into the real things, talking about improving at the game as a whole. First of all, I suggest doing demons that feature game modes that you aren't very good at. Doing these will help you improve at certain game modes that you struggle with, like I just said. Another way to improve is doing challenges of the game modes that you aren't very good at. So if you're not good at wave, then I suggest doing some wave challenges or maybe some super wave based levels. It's as simple as that. So another thing that comes to mind when talking about doing harder levels is the question, how do I know when it is time to do my first extreme demon? This is a question that I've been asked by a few people, and it's a very subjective question, but there's something to say that could help you build up skill in general and how to get an idea. I call this the rule of 5, just something I kind of made up. The rule of 5 pretty much says that you should complete 5 of a demon difficulty before moving up to the next one. So essentially complete 5 easy demons before trying to do medium demons, do 5 medium demons before you try doing a hard demon, and do 5 hard demons before an insane demon, and so on. This might seem pretty minuscule, but when you realize you have 100 demons and still haven't beaten extreme, it just kind of pops up in your head and it makes you wonder, so just trust me on this one. Next up, I'm going to talk about good demons to do for each difficulty. Hopefully these levels can help you out in your quest to build up some skill. So first up, we have easy demons. In my opinion, there are 3 good starter demons, these being the Nightmare, the Lightning Road, and Platinum Venture. These are the 3 easiest demons in the game, in my opinion at least. Another very good easy demon to help you build up skill would be Decode, although I highly advise that you do not do Decode as your first demon. Some more good easy demons to do before moving on to mediums would be Dear Nostalgist, Problematic, Darkest Drop, Buried Angel, Crescendo, and pretty much anything you can think of. Now, I'm not just going to sit around and list a bunch of demons the whole time because that would be a waste of time, but here's another thing I have to say about your level selections is don't just beat the easiest demons in the game just to see your demon count go up, because that will not help you gain skill. Do levels that have game modes that you struggle with. Doing levels just to get your demon count up that are just easy, take you 5 attempts each, it will make you cocky, if that makes any sense. You'll have this high demon count and you'll think you're really good, but it's all easy demons, and then you try to do a level that's a little bit harder and it seems hopeless, but it'll just make you cocky if you do this, and you'll think you're a lot better than you are, and it'll get really demotivating, so just trust me on that one too. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to sit around and list demons, but I will be listing some levels for insane and extreme demons because I think that these are the hardest difficulties to transition into. For insane demons, I suggest doing Windy Landscape, Crazy 2, Supersonic, Gregory, and Liak. I'll say that Liak used to be an extreme demon, as is now considered a very hard insane, so I'd advise to do that one last, but I'd still say it's a must-do. For extreme demons, I would recommend Thanatophobia, Accu, the Ultimate Phase, Azurite, and Cataclysm. Out of all these, I would probably say the Azurite is the easiest if you play on a higher refresh rate, and Accu is probably the easiest if you play on a lower refresh rate. Now, here's something that I learned the hard way. Do not do levels that you don't enjoy. If you really want to beat an extreme demon but you hate the level you're trying to do, then play a different level. Playing levels that you do not enjoy makes the game miserable and will be a lot harder to complete the level. Play levels that you enjoy and they will just come a lot easier naturally. Something else to keep in mind is that taking breaks is okay. During my journey of trying to complete Accu, I went through 7,000 attempts in one day and it totally ruined my experience with the level and made it feel almost hopeless to complete. I took a 2-week break from the level and beat it on my first day playing it again. My point here is pretty much taking a break will help you out, especially if you're getting really stressed out over it. Anyways, I really thank you for listening to me ramble on about how to get better at demon levels, and I think I've gone through just about everything I can say for this thing, so I hope my tips helped you, and thanks for watching my part of this amazing collab, and make sure to subscribe to everybody that worked on this video. Thank you so much.